Hello and welcome to The Print. I'm TCA Sharad Raghavan, Deputy Editor. And now last year, the GST Council took a decision that affected the e-gaming industry or the real money gaming industry in such a way that the industry participants called it an industry killer. Now, what has happened over the last year and how has the industry fared? That's what we're going to discuss today. And to do that, we have with you Dr. Aruna Sharma. She's a former secretary with the Government of India, including with the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. And she has been on the advisory board of the e-gaming federation. And right now she's part of a group that is working towards framing some policies or advising the government in a way forward that will help both the government and the industry. So overall, she's an expert in the industry and she can tell us a lot more about what's happening and what's hurting the industry right now. Thank you so much, Dr. Sharma, for joining us.
Right. Thank you.
So now, Dr. Sharma, last October is when the GST Council took this decision, which was to raise the GST rates from 18% to 28%, and they widened the ambit of on what the GST rate would apply on. So, what about this was so painful for the industry, and also over the last year, has it actually been an industry killer?
Let me put it this way. First thing is, for game of skill, it was 18%.
Mhm.
And for game of chance, that is gambling, pure gambling, it was 28%.
Right.
What the GST Council did is they brought them both of them on par, making it
At
28%.
28, right.
Okay, that was less of the problem or less of the pain point. What they did in the process, they issued it from retrospective effect, that is from 2017.
From when GST
When
started.
GST started.
Right.
And that retrospective effect was a problem.
Mhm.
Then on that, what they did is, while calculating on the amount of GST, they calculated on entire money on table. So there are money games, real money games, game
Right.
of skill. So in real money games, the players put the money, which
Mhm.
is neither a goods nor service, and it is a conduit for to transfer the money to the winner of the game
You
with
bet some.
TDS.
You
You
bet
bet
some
some
money.
money, and whosoever is the winner gets the money
Right.
with the TDS.
The e-gaming company does not get this
No,
money.
not a single pie out of it.
Right.
And whatever you pay to play that game, which goes to the development platform, which is providing the services, then it makes sense. So that's a huge amount. So the GST was imposed on one, enhancement, two, from retrospective effect, and three, on the entire money on table. So
Right.
that the real pain points were the other two, the second and the third one.
The retrospective and the
That's
fact
true.
that it was on the
That's true.
entire money.
Exactly. And that is what created a problem of them getting notices for the huge amount, which was not even the size of their turnover.
Right.
Right. Because from 17 to 23, you can just imagine for nearly 6 years and how it is going to happen. Then all of them had to resort to the court and they got a stay on it.
Mhm.
Then the dialogue started with the government and the GST Council. It remains as it is even now, right? Nearly a
Nothing has
year,
changed.
nothing has changed. But some progress has been made. There has been a provisioning in the GST law where they have enabled the decision makers, that is either the center or the state, to remove this retrospective effect clause. Okay. So it's a discretionary, but now there is a provisioning for it.
Okay.
With that provisioning, nothing has happened. This provisioning has been
Nobody
made
has
nearly.
made use of it.
No. That's the unfortunate part. It has to be made operative. The intention is very good. The problem is heard. There was no provisioning. Now provisioning is there. You can remove the retrospective effect clause easily and give that relief.
Right.
Then defining it, it also provides for that if there is a misinterpretation of law, that can be corrected.
Okay.
And this is a misinterpretation that when it's not neither good nor services, then it should not be imposed on that money. It's a conduit. It's going to the winner.
Right.
All the betting money is going to the winner. So that is where the problem is. So now there is a provisioning. What is needed is a quick decision making to give a relief to the gaming industry.
Right.
They all have gone to the Supreme Court. In Supreme Court also, the Tariq pe Tariq is happening, right? Which is the unfortunate part of it. It has not come for hearing as yet. So the hopes go up whenever it is listed. But then the gaming industry is still undergoing this problem.
Right.
Then coming to the second part of your question, did it have an impact on the gaming?
Right.
See, if you look at the unfortunately, this is a problem which happened with the GST. But the other problem is in India, there is no place where this gaming industry or the platform players register themselves. So we don't have any authentic number. It's only what comes in the media or what we can do a reverse engineering by the tax collected.
Right.
Those kind of numbers are available with us. So the industry is increasing because the smartphones are increasing. The access is easy, internet users are increasing. So it is estimated that nearly 45 crores of people are using games, online games.
Right.
Right. So it's a huge thing and it is increasing. Day by day it is increasing. The money part of it is said to be in a tune of nearly 33,000 crores.
This is how much is being bet.
Bet.
Okay.
Right. And then when you look at it, it is estimated it will go up double in coming 5 years, right?
Okay.
So that is what is estimated. So it is increasing. The smartphones maximum in the world are in India, and the usage of internet and online gaming is very, very popular. So the industry is increasing, but the investments, the new opportunities, the new games to come up, everybody is in a phase of wait and watch because the policy has to be consistent.
Right.
There has to be a clarity in the policy, and there cannot be this kind of a thing, different agencies doing different interpretations. So that is where it stands. Right.
Okay.
The other side of it, which I was trying to mention, is the lawmaking bodies, that is the government, whether it's the state or at the center. So MIT also took lots of very good steps by coming up with the rules for their IT Act 2000, and which defined what the gaming is, which defines what real money game is, which distinguish between game of skill and game of chance.
Right.
And they said this is how it is going to work, and game of chance. And in India, unfortunately, the betting and gambling are treated as synonymous. They are not.
Right.
Right. So there are skill games, money games, real money games, but game of skill. They are not gambling. So, but gambling is very clearly defined that where the result of the outcome is purely on chance. Purely on chance.
No
No
skill.
skill involved.
Right.
Like you put the money on number 13, whether you win, you don't win, it's your luck, it's your chance. It could be if two pillars are there, 50-50, otherwise none.
Right.
It's like that. But game of skill is which requires a study of the rules of understanding game, analytics, quick decision making, all that comes under game of skill. And we have number of court judgments where they have defined even horse racing, rummy,
Yes.
poker, everything falling under the game of skill.
Right.
So they are money games. They are real money games. So betting and gambling, one, should not be treated as synonymous.
Yes.
And these rules are not making it clear. These rules are talking a word called permissible games. Now, what is permissible games? Nothing has come out. Right.
I see.
So, where again there no corrections have come after a great initiative by MIT and coming out with these rules and creating a space to create SROs, the self-regulatory organizations, the two things are lacking. The next step in the rules. One is to define the parameters, what distinguishes your permissible game, that is game of skill, with that of gambling. Right.
Right.
So there has to be something, some yardstick has to be there. And a lot of decisions have come, court decisions are there. One is what I said before, whether it is a pure chance, then it is a game of chance, no confusion on that. And others, if you have all these parameters and which is accessible, which is measurable, then it all comes under game of skill.
Right.
So with that kind of an arrangement, there has to be an orders issuing, and there has to be a place where anybody can register. So that, okay, I am into the gaming industry and I want to register in this place. So I am accounted for. Very good thing which has happened is the SRO formation. The gaming industry, they all got together and they have formed nearly 3 SROs. Right.
Okay.
The Gaming Federation is one of them, and
Right.
2 more are there. Fantasy games, they have one. The others are also there. They are self-regulating, and one good thing has happened is for all its members, they are doing only KYC. Right, so only digital payments. So
Right.
anybody who is coming on board is KYC'd. Right. So
Right.
so that is a good thing that has happened. And another good thing that has happened is the advertisement. You must have seen the kind of advertisements that were coming.
That were coming, yes.
That they will show a car behind and they say, I'm playing rummy and this is what I bought. So
Right.
that's completely misleading.
Yes.
Completely misleading.
Of course.
You might have lost maybe double the amount of money of all you know. And that is not the intention of gaming industry at all. It is for entertainment, it is for honing your skills, it is for moving ahead with it. These are their thing. It is not a money making mechanism. The entire gaming industry is not a money making mechanism. It's more for honing your skill. You enjoy it. It's you love
But
to
I'm
play
sure
the
the
game.
platforms would love to make some money out of this.
They make the money, but
Right.
for a player to advertise that this is your employment opportunity,
Right.
that you play the game and earn the money, no.
That's not right.
So that's why it is very important what you advertise, what you educate, that they are doing it very well now.
Okay.
The industry is doing it very well. And another thing that the industry has done besides these two is that they have developed their mechanisms so they can flag quickly if there is some patterns which are emerging. But the concerns of the regulator is always that whether gaming platform is used for money laundering and other things.
Right.
But because the money is coming from a KYC and going to a KYC, chances are remote. But in case there is a pattern into it, the red flags can come quickly and they can move ahead with it. So which is very good. The SROs have sort of self-disciplined themselves. They have come up. But what the government is supposed to do or what the GST Council is supposed to do, it has come to a standstill. That is where we stand.
And can we say that this standstill is now holding the industry back?
Yes, it will, because in any investment, because after all it's an investment into any gaming industry.
Right.
So the expansion is being held back because clarity is not there. Clarity is not at all there.
Yeah.
That what kind of a GST they have to pay. Okay, 28%, that has not changed, so now it is accepted, it will be 28%.
Right.
So per se 28% is not a problem if it is prospective, because then you get input relief and everything will come along with it.
Right.
Not a problem. Retrospective and the money, what money you have to put the GST on, what earnings you have to put the GST on, there has to be a clarity.
So do we have some sort of idea about the kind of tax dues currently that these companies would have to pay as a ratio of?
It's all based on the various notices which the gaming industry has got, and it's whoopingly high. It's, I think, touching 10,000 crores or something.
10,000 crores, where the
That's good.
industry itself is 33,000
33,000
crores.
crores. So,
Wow.
so and the danger, what has happened is many of the new startups who are creating new games and everything, they have gone underground. So they have gone into the gray area.
I see.
So that is a sad part of the story. We don't want this industry to be in the gray area, because all the technological advantage India has got, we can become a big hub
So
for gaming.
by gray area, you also mean that
So
maybe
no taxation, nothing, neither 18% nor 28%, nothing. They are not on radar.
And maybe even the KYC is not being done?
Nothing. You don't know what they are doing. You just
see.
don't know what they are doing.
Right.
That's a dangerous part. And India being a startup thing, India having a high technology brains around, creating games is something, people are interested into it and they are going quite into it.
And do we have an estimate of over the last year whether the industry has seen a downturn because of these GST
See,
decisions?
what happens is, because there is no registration of games, either onshore or offshore. But the offshore number shows that nearly 33,000, I think nearly 1/5 of it is offshore games who are licensed outside the geographical boundaries of India. And legally they can operate in India, but all the money goes back to their licensed country.
Including taxation and
Everything. No tax paid in India.
I see.
Because they are not registered here.
I see.
Therefore, it is equally important to have a registration here, so that offshore companies can also register here. And the moment they register, they can pay, they will be subject to Indian taxes.
Okay.
That is there.
So now, have we seen, because real money gaming is a huge industry globally as well, so have we seen international companies that were earlier interested in investing in India, but now because of this the kind of going slow on the rules and any sort of clarity, that they themselves have kind of turned away from India, that maybe we don't want to
See,
invest
it goes
with
like this. The investment, yes, they are not doing. They are kept it on hold, wait and watch positioning.
you? Right.
But the games are being played in India. They're very, very popular games, right?
Using the offshore platforms.
Offshore platforms. So, like I understand in cricket, there are a lot of very good offshore games, which are available to Indian players. So they are real money games.
Right.
So, all these leagues are coming up. Kabaddi, it's an offshore. It is there, right? Very,
Right.
very popular.
Yes.
So the games are being played, but the license is outside. The money is going outside. They are not paying taxes here. So India is losing on the revenue. Plus, those who are onshore are confused a lot. They are not getting new FDIs for further research, for creating new games. And these young startups who have gone into the gray areas to
Right.
come back into the main arena, so that
That's
they
also
are
not happening right
That's
now.
not happening.
Right.
Definitely not happening.
And so now this, especially the taxation part, where the entire pool is being taxed rather than just the money that the platform is making. How does that compare with international taxation?
See, international taxation is very clear. Nobody charges on the game which is bet. The
Okay.
betting money is not charged. It is the
Okay.
platform charges, not only the profit. Right?
Right.
The entire charge. Suppose you are charging 100 rupees to register yourself to play a game, that 100 rupees will be subject to GST.
Okay.
Because
But if I'm betting 1,000 rupees, then
no,
that will not.
that will not. That will come as an income tax to the winner.
Of course.
So there will be a TDS to
Right.
the winner. So government will get the TDS definitely, but the money flows to the whosoever is the winner. So that's the way it operates. And internationally, it is like that. And
Okay.
yeah, it is very, very crystal clear. It is like Rummy. I'll say it was a club game where people used to put the money and play in the clubs, and winner used to get. So club is not charging, but maybe for using that table there was a charge, like where the players will come
Right.
and
And
sit
the tax would be on that.
on that.
Right.
So you can just visualize the whole thing going into the IT platform, going online.
Yes.
That is there.
Okay, and so now in India, there is also this perception that real money gaming and this skill-based gambling, it's a little bit unsavory, that it's not that productive use of your time and money. So, what can the industry do to change this perception? That's one. And two, now you've also mentioned some of the things that the government can do in terms of regulation, but are there any particular, like say over the next 1 year, that things need to happen that would help the industry?
Very right. I'll take the first
Right.
part first. What is important? Yes, you are spending a lot of time on your game. So, in the softwares, what these SROs are now being asked to do, Tamil Nadu has gone ahead and they have created a regulatory body, and they got into a discussion, and they have raised the flag of the social concern of people spending a lot of time, or maybe sometimes getting addicted to it and spending the money which could find a better use for them and their families. So their concerns are there, and they were saying there should be a slab on it. Now, let me make it very clear. It is like cigarette smoking. Like I always give this example. You'll say cigarette smoking is injurious to health. You put it on bold. But you can't say, okay, 3 cigarettes are fine, but 4th cigarette is bad for you.
Right.
So government cannot put that slab of, say, 3 cigarettes. You cannot do that. Similarly here, Tamil Nadu government or any government or central government cannot say one slab, right? So what the gaming industry has done, they have created filters in the software.
Okay.
So filter is age filter. Under 18, real money games not allowed. So
Right.
the moment if you are under 18, you cannot play it.
And this can be shown through KYC. You need to show
Yes,
ID.
yes. It comes there
Okay.
itself. So age will come in the KYC. So you
Right.
are out from that.
Okay.
Then if it's a real money game, you are an adult above 18 years of age. You yourself can put a filter that I'll not play more than an hour every day, or I'll not bet more than 500 rupees every day, depending on individual's capacity.
Right.
If you cross that, the game, while playing a game, there'll be a lot of red flags, right?
Okay.
So red flags is warning to you that you are crossing the limit, maybe in time span or maybe on the money span. So, and either way, you can do your corrections, right? And you can stop it. In spite of that, if you don't do and repeatedly you are crossing it, then maybe you will be blocked.
Okay.
Right. So to that extent, the gaming industry can walk. It cannot walk beyond that. All right, and they have created this provisioning because it's a self discipline. And like my son used to say, of course, now he's a grown up man, he used to say that why parenting responsibility you want to shift to the regulators? It's
Right.
parenting, how much time you spend or how much your child is spending the time instead of studies, all that you will have to control that. So that is very, very equally important when you're
No,
moving
of
ahead with
course.
it.
Right.
And now coming to the second part of it, see, the government last mile is missing. What has happened is you have created a bridge, everything wonderful, wonderful. The last part you have not put. So the
Right.
entire thing is to a knot.
Right.
So you have come up with a great regulation, which was a welcome step. You have come with the rules, which is very good. GST Council has created a provisioning, wonderful, most welcome, and you have indicated your intention. You have no intention to reduce it from 28%. Fair enough, right? So all these are absolutely clear. The last mile, tying the loose ends, has to be done in couple of months. It's not even 1 year. What you're saying,
Right.
one, the government, that is the mighty ministry, like, yeah, a couple of days before MIB statement was there, they said, okay, on the content part, we will be seeing to it that they abide by the content, and which the SROs are also doing. Like, it's not, the contents are not what is banned, like it's not too much of violence, or it is not porno, or it is not on child abuse, all those
Right.
things. The content has to be abided, which the MIB has come up with a statement, and MIB has made a statement on that. Rest of the thing has to be taken care by the mighty.
Right. Of
Right.
course.
So there is a complete clarity as on the rules of business. So there's no confusion. There was a time when Home Ministry also wanted to step in, and everybody wanted to step in. It is a mighty's baby. Right. So let it be very clear, it is a baby of mighty. Now mighty should come up, one, with the parameters of what distinguishes game of skill and game of chance.
Right. And not leave it to the Supreme Court judgment.
See, Supreme Court will strengthen them. Supreme Court will also ultimately came with the same parameters which have been submitted to mighty,
Right.
because mighty will also be representing there in the court as a
Yes.
government, right? So you will have a pleader there talking on behalf. So it will come out the same. So that they should come up very, very clearly. And second thing, they should set up a regulatory agency. Right.
Okay.
They talked about an SRB, but in SRB they said we'll have a parent, we'll have this, we'll have that, everything, but that becomes more like an advisory. You need a hardcore technical people who will check these parameters with the game and jacket them or put them in a basket, that this is game of chance and this is game of skill,
Right.
which SROs themselves will do. Yes. But in case of doubt or in case of complaint, or if SRO has tipped one of their peers that you are a game of chance and you want to pass on yourself as a game of skill, which is not correct, then there has to be some body which checks and takes the, either cancel the license or do. Today you don't even issue a license, no.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Where is these gaming platforms registered? With GST for taxation.
And only for taxation.
Only for taxation.
Right.
Right. So that's why it is very important that you must create this where they registered, so that you have real numbers of operators, and it will be available offshore also. All these offshore people are ready to come and register here. So revenue of the country will go up, because what I was saying, the size of the game of offshore is nearly 1/5 of 33,000 crores. So that will come under your taxation, right? Straight away it will come. So that the platform money, everything will come into it, and that is what makes a difference. So these two have to be done immediately by mighty, and by the GST Council. Make it very clear, retrospective effect will not be there. Make it very clear on what you are going to charge the GST. So two here and two there issued, but all the clouds are cleared.
So, what has the GST Council so far indicated about the retrospective effect? I'm sure the industry has made a lot of representations, but what are the.
There have been statements here and there that yes, this needs reconsidering, and that's why this amendment has come to have a look at it. In that, they have put years that it will be from 17 to 22, all cases pending. Doesn't matter. What is true for goose is true for gander as well.
Right.
So one, it's done, it's done. Because you issued these notices in 2023.
Yes.
The new will not get it. New will be as per the law. 28% they are ready to pay, and they will pay. They should pay also.
Right.
Means I don't stand by them in case there is an objection to go back to 18%. Fair enough. That can happen. But the battle has to be very clear. The retrospective is something of the interpretation issue.
Okay.
GST, you say I increased GST from 18 to 28, one statement. Then retrospective effect is your interpretation. On what to put is your interpretation. That interpretation you can correct it anytime. It doesn't require too much of efforts.
Right.
Right. So it has to be done. So it's a question of months. It's being dragged. Like maybe the Supreme Court, in case this happens, the Supreme Court also, it becomes very easy. The representative of GST will say, okay, we have created this clause. Under that clause, we are considering and we are taking decisions under it. And we have taken these 3 decisions.
Right.
10 more are pending, whatever it is. So it becomes very easy. And if the GST says, okay, it is going to be 28, going to be 28. I'm very sure no court will interfere because it's a pure executive decision what percentage you want to charge
Absolutely.
the GST.
Right.
So they'll say, okay, you consider at that much they can work. On what to put it, if the government is not clear, Supreme Court can come on it
Because
very
it's
clearly.
an interpretation of the law.
Absolutely. So they can come up very clearly on that. But if they come on their own, nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Absolutely.
So the cases will end, and see, you have to understand, anyone who is putting a money, FDIs, or offshore games, who want to come in, who are operating, who are doing a business here, a very big business here, they all will be eager to come and put here, register here and
Right.
play it, because India is a huge market.
And it's growing.
It's growing. It's growing. The youth, you have a younger generation, you have got hooked to a smartphone, the access, and let me put it, that it is not just for, a time pass kind of, it's a learning also. If you see some of the pop-ups which come for children, it's a big learning. You have this color sorting, or you have this edition sorting,
Right.
or you have designs thing, while you're on YouTube or you're doing some mobile, something will keep on popping up. And if you look at the games, they're very intelligently made, very beautifully made. So it can be a learning tool also. It can be a tool to fill the digital gap. The commands are so universal that once the child gets used to the command, tomorrow he can work on any of the other use cases of the command. So
Absolutely.
in the sense, these are the positive parts of it. So the concerns have to be taken care of by ensuring no misleading advertisement, by ensuring that filters are there for the money, and then regulator is there to cancel the license. Today there is no registering of license.
I
क्या
understand.
cancel करोगे आप?
Right.
That is true.
Okay, so Dr. Sharma, this actually was a perfect encapsulation of the issues with the industry. Hopefully, the government is listening and they will take note of this. But thank you so much for joining us.
No, it's my pleasure, because I strongly feel this is an opportunity for India to become a hub, and that's why I got associated.
Right.
Because otherwise you miss the opportunity. Because this is something, they don't require, and it's not like steel or mining where they can't move out of the country. Just the laptop and brains.
Yes.
They can operate from any corner. So this has also happened. I don't have any numbers on that. Some of them have migrated to Singapore or Middle East, or these
I
places.
see. Some of the platforms themselves.
Platforms.
I see.
Like the onshores are becoming offshore.
I see. I understand. But thank you so much.
Right. Thank you.